Y2K has scored one of the lowest Rotten Tomatoes scores in young A24 Studios' life, and that officially means it's game over.
Rachel Zegler's time in Hollywood might be coming to an end sooner than expected, and honestly, no one's surprised. Her latest movie, Y2K, just hit theaters, and calling it a flop would be putting it lightly. It debuted in 9th place, and now, less than 2 weeks later, it's skipping theaters entirely and heading to streaming just in time for Christmas Eve. That's right, Hollywood has officially hit the eject button. But things are about to get even worse for Rachel. Before filming, Rachel admitted that she thought Y2K was just about fashion, music, and 90s nostalgia. Yes, really. One of the biggest global panic moments in history? Just a vibe to her. Listening to her talk about it, you almost feel bad. But then, there's the entitlement. She's out here demanding to be paid for every single hour her work streams online. Meanwhile, Y2K just earned one of the worst Rotten Tomatoes scores in A24 history. And considering A24's track record of critical hits, that's actually impressive in the worst way. But this isn't just about one failed movie. Rachel's name has become synonymous with controversy. Let's rewind. She shot to stardom as Maria in Spielberg's West Side Story, going from high school theater kid to Hollywood's new It Girl overnight. But soon, people started calling out the casting choice. After all, Rachel is half Polish and half Colombian, yet she was chosen to play a Puerto Rican character. The backlash was immediate, but Hollywood kept pushing her into roles that sparked even more debate. From playing an ancient Greek goddess in Shazam, Fury of the Gods, to being cast as Snow White in Disney's live-action remake of the German fairy tale, Rachel somehow became the poster child for cultural gymnastics. And now, it looks like Hollywood might finally be over it.
We also have a star who I don't think fits the bill and also continuously talks on the internet, thus further poisoning the well of this already doomed film.
Rachel Zegler has even spoken out about the controversy, calling herself a white Latina and admitting that certain roles made her uncomfortable. But instead of stepping back or reflecting on the implications, she kept taking the jobs. Hollywood treated her like some kind of reparations in a ball gown, pushing her as the next big thing. Every major outlet, from Variety to People, rallied behind her, silencing criticism with the modern equivalent of public shaming. But times have changed. After 3 box office bombs in a row, Y2K being the most recent disaster, even Hollywood's patience seems to have run out. And the biggest sign? Variety. Yes, the same Variety that once championed her, just published an article that all but sealed her fate. Written by Tatiana Siegel, Hollywood's unofficial hitwoman, the piece reads like a career obituary. It bluntly states that wading into divisive issues, as Rachel has done, isn't part of Disney's new playbook. In Hollywood terms, that's not just a warning, it's a death sentence. And if you think that's dramatic, think again. Tatiana Siegel is known for delivering Hollywood's harshest truths in the softest tones. She's the same writer who defended Disney when they fired Gina Carano, spinning it as the studio's noble stand. So if Variety is turning on Rachel Zegler, you better believe it's not just a random opinion. It's an echo of what the industry is already whispering. Rachel's time in Hollywood seems to be on its last legs, and if the Snow White fiasco is anything to go by, the fallout isn't over yet. Disney's live-action remake has been plagued with controversy from the start, but now, the studio is in full-blown damage control mode. The teaser trailer alone racked up over 1.4 million downvotes compared to just 100,000 upvotes, a staggering ratio that makes one thing clear: audiences aren't buying it.
Absolutely atrocious. I've got 3 official videos by Disney to take a look at, and just generally take a look at the comments, the like to dislike ratio, and it's a disaster. I mean, if I was Bob Iger, I'd be pissed.
Disney's board members must be losing their minds right now, wondering how things went so horribly wrong. But the answer is staring them right in the face: Rachel Zegler. She managed to turn an already challenging project into a full-blown PR disaster. Her off-putting persona and outspoken comments have alienated fans, making it nearly impossible to build any goodwill around the film. The sad truth? Snow White, a character meant to embody innocence and charm, feels completely miscast with Zegler in the lead. Instead of rooting for her, audiences are either tuning out completely or, worse, hate watching just to roast the trailers in the comment section. And let's not even start on the massive reshoots that have already ballooned the budget to an eye-watering $350 million. And it's not just Snow White that's struggling. Zegler's other recent project, Y2K, is yet another colossal misfire. Sure, the first 20 minutes offer a nostalgic trip back to the 90s, AOL usernames, mixtapes, and the glorious chaos of dial-up internet. But after that, it completely falls apart. What starts as a promising setup spirals into a sloppy, directionless mess. The filmmakers clearly had no grasp of the real Y2K phenomenon, a topic that could have been comedy gold if handled right. Instead, we got killer appliances and random chaos that felt more like an endurance test than a movie. And let's talk about the casting choice. Who in their right mind thought Rachel Zegler as the hottest girl in high school and a genius computer nerd was a good idea? Seriously, talk about miscasting. At this point, it almost feels like A24 is daring us to question their decisions.
Rachel Zegler to star, get this, as the hottest girl in high school who also happens to be a genius computer nerd. Seriously, people over at A24 Studios, go tell.
But here's the thing, it's not all bad. Y2K has moments that genuinely shine, especially in its early scenes. The humor, while inconsistent, occasionally lands, and the nostalgic callbacks will definitely resonate with anyone who lived through the late 90s. Yet, those brief glimpses of potential only make the film's failures even more frustrating. Y2K could have been a clever, heartfelt tribute to one of the strangest panic moments in history. Instead, it's just another forgettable entry in a long list of Hollywood misfires.
The only thing left for the actress to do is to wait for the fallout from Snow White when it debuts, pack her bags, and start training for her new job when she meets real people in the world.
At this point, Zegler's career feels like it's in free fall. With 3 consecutive box office bombs under her belt, she's quickly becoming Hollywood's newest cautionary tale. In fact, the industry might need a new term for this kind of streak. If 3 wins in a row make a hat trick, then 3 massive flops? That might just be called a Zegler. It's almost poetic. After all, she's the common denominator in each of these failures. What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into Hollywood's latest disasters. See you in the next one.